Al, he just had a presence. I think anybody who saw him in the dining room or saw him just in life or around, he was just had this inner glow. And
I would say, in a nice way, a bulldog. I mean, he was very powerful when he wanted to be, but very gentle at other times.
Visionary. I think I would say visionary, because he could see what he had started there and what that might become and how that impacted not only Sister Bay, but all of Door County.
How would I describe Al in one word? Loud.
Loud?
Charismatic.
Hero.
GOAT, the greatest of all time. He was a great boss, a great community member, a great dad, just a great person, great friend.
That to me, he was so many things though wrapped into one, as I'm sure most people would say.
My dad was all business and my mom was all class. And my mom was insistent on the fact that we have more things Scandinavian. And just to make that venture to Scandinavia, to bring a building over from Scandinavia to what it is today, is really because of my mom.
Ingert for me is I think she has a certain stoicism to her, which is also helpful.
There's so many words. Kind.
Humble.
She was the heart of the operation, always picking up things, making it look better.
Whether it was Lingonberries and adding clothes, the boutique, she was really the person behind everything. I think Al was sort of the personality and the front man, and then Ingert was a lot of the details and stuff in the back that I think really made Al's what it is today.
I think her role was a driver of ideas. So more behind the scenes, and of course then with Al's personality and such, it worked quite well.
How would I describe Ingert in one word? Perfectionist when it comes to braids.
My mom sees everything. My dad is too busy, he's doing other things. That's not the first thing on his list. But my mom will see that you don't have a bow in your hair, or you don't have the right earrings on, or you don't have the right nail polish on, something like that. Even though she's not working in the dining room, she still has that say and pull, and she has set the rules for all the other ones to follow.
To this day, I speak with Ingert just about every day. In fact, she just called me before we came here.
Both Al and Ingert were super hardworking, fair, honest, generous, and really supportive of their staff.
Once you're an Al's girl, you're always an Al's girl. I mean, I still go in the back door because that's just what we always did, in through the gift shop.
He'd love to come in the back door and kick the dishwasher and give the dishwasher a break and start washing dishes and things like that. And then he'd run out in the dining room with his wet shirt and be pouring coffee for people who I'm sure were like, who is this man and why is his shirt all wet?
Being a boss, you have to put on a lot of hats, and he was never afraid to put on, he'd bus tables, he'd, greet the buses, he'd probably flip pancakes. You do what it takes, and that's what he was about.
But I felt like my dad worked all the time. I mean, he always worked. And the busier the restaurant got, the busier he got, but he always made time for us kids.
Yeah, and considering how much he was at the restaurant and with a family and everything else, I don't know how he had the time to do all that. He must have just not ever slept, which he would probably tell you he never slept.
Everybody thinks of it as what its current incarnation was, but you have basically a guy getting out of being in the airborne. He decides to open a restaurant, and it is like classic 50s diner, white and black tiles, stainless steel countertop, that countertop where it is today. There was a lot of transformations that a restaurant went through. It was actually moved into more of I don't want to say finer dining, but more supper clubby. It was all of a sudden the whole interior of the dining room changed, and that was before they even had the log siding to it. And then even the outfits and certain everything like that sort of changed along with it.
So my mom and dad always wanted to build a log building with the sod roof, but it was the old school building. My mom and dad flew over there. They were going to go to Norway and meet this man so they could set up a date where they could build this building in Sister Bay, the boutique and the restaurant, how it is today.
I know I worked at Wilson's in 1973, and that's when they were putting the Swedish restaurant together. And I only had a bicycle, so once in a while I'd bike on my day off just to see what they were doing, because it was big news. They had all these big things coming from Norway and Sweden, and they're going to put up this building with a grass roof, and it was kind of a new idea at that time, but boy, oh boy, it really worked.
My dad never closed the restaurant. He just built that log building right around the existing restaurant, and then they ripped the walls out inside at night when we were closed. So that's how that restaurant got built.
Oh, I just think when they added the log building and the grass roof, and then his friend Wink putting the goat up on the roof, that just made Sister Bay pop.
It really upped our community and made us different than a lot of communities.
The impact they've had on Sister Bay is incredible. Just everybody knows the restaurant with the goats on the roof, and everybody that comes to Door County knows that that's one of the places that they want to go.
So whatever he touched turned into something, and I think everybody thinks that's a fabulous story.
And he's just such a generous person. Generous he was to a fault, and the family continues to be. So we're really appreciative of both Ingert and Al.
For us to be charitable in the best way we can, we try to hit things at home that impact the community the most.
Probably every community event you go to in Door County, whether it's the Peninsula Players or the Music Festival or Birch Creek or Sister Bay Advancement or the Washington Island Barbecue, anything you want to name, the Johnsons have their name on it. They share with the community, and I think that's their greatest gift to us, is they themselves have made a success of their business and their family and their name and product, but they've shared it with all of us.
I think definitely in the community, there's a lot more than people realize what they did. They realize the community, that's part of being in a community, is supporting that and supporting the people that come in and dine with you, just like they would support you if something happened too.
Thank you, Al and Ingert, for giving me, I think, what's the best job that I've ever had in my life, and for being the best bosses, and for helping solidify my work ethic and attention to detail, and so many other things that I don't think I could even possibly thank you for. And Al, I miss you every day.
Well, if it wasn't for Al and Ingert, I wouldn't be here today, and being married for it's going on 59 years.
Thank you, Al and Ingert, and Al especially for giving me some of the best advice.
Thank you, Al and Ingert, for giving me a chance to work at your place.
I just want to say thank you to my mom and dad, Al and Ingert Johnson, for instilling a good work ethic.
Thank you so much for everything you've done to not only Al Johnson's restaurant, but Sister Bay, Wisconsin.
I would like to thank you very, very much for the work that you've done behind the scenes often in helping Sister Bay become what it's become.
I love the stories and the lifestyle that he's lived and the legacy he's probably set the wheels in motion a long time ago. And that if we can carry it on, I'm thankful for that too.
We all appreciate the hard work, not only at your restaurant, but in the village politics, in every way you could participate, you did. And you were good leaders, and we love you for that. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mom and Dad. I hope I have proved that I can fill some big shoes.
Thank you, Al and Ingert, for everything. Love you.
Ingert and Al, thank you.
Well, thank you, Al and Ingert.
Thank you very much.
Tack så mycket mamma, du är jättesnäll.